In this video, I'm going to be using our 7-inch glossy flower border tray mold. It has a glossy center, a recessed edge, and matte sides and edges on the outside. I'm also going to be using the Resiners G3 curing machine along with Resiners Crystal Clear Epoxy Resin. There's the A bottle right there. Very sleek resin. I really like the results I got in my video number 176, so I thought I would give it another try. Resiners was kind enough to send me some huge bottles that they had hiding in their warehouse because they're completely sold out of this resin right now. I mixed up a purple and a pink mica and some Pearlex Micropearl, and I used Deadly Nightshade Holographic Chunky Mix Glitter and mixed that up with some crushed glass. And by the time I was done mixing my colors, the resin was already at 34 degrees Celsius, so that warmed up really quick. And I just took a little bit of the clear to put on the bottom. And as you'll see, I'll make a big mistake here in a second. Next one, it goes into the edges. Oh my gosh, I just get a little overzealous, like when I knock over full containers of glitter. There I am picking the resin out of the edge because I don't want clear resin on the sides. And I'm just using a paper towel to kind of mop it up. It's not a glossy finish there on the top of those edges. It's a matte finish, so it didn't really matter. I wasn't going to muck up the surface. And there I'm just popping some bubbles. And this is basically the dragon scale pour where you're just puddle pouring about half of your colors. The purple first, the pink, the Pearlex Micropearl, and then some clear and repeating it. Although, just like resin has a mind of its own, mica powders have a mind of their own. Different companies make these in different formations, and I think this pink was just way too strong of a color, and it just overtook the purple even. I've had the purple disappear under green before, even though purple seems like such a predominant color. It looks very pretty on the back, and it is always interesting to see what resin does. Resiners doesn't qualify this as a low viscosity or medium viscosity resin, but it is a pretty thin resin. So that's why I'm thinking usually with this dragon scale pour, you need more of a medium to higher viscosity resin to hold the pattern, I believe, as others have said. And there I'm just pouring the last bits of the micropearl, and then I'm going to give it a clear push. And I mixed up 7.5 ounces. This is our 7.5-inch glossy flower border tray mold. It says 7-inch on our listing, but that's because I didn't want to put the half-inch measurement in there. But it takes about 7.5 ounces to fill, and I'm just tapping it there on the sides to make sure there's no bubbles on the bottom, or what will be the top. And then I'm putting my crushed glass and glitter in there. And I did allow this time to close up on its own before I turned the heat on because this G3 machine goes for 2 hours at 140 degrees Fahrenheit. And I actually think I went 3 hours on this if I'm not mistaken. So there I let the pattern close up, put the machine on. It's really easy to turn on. Just press the button. I'm using the flat setting, which is the first one on the left. 2 hours at 140 degrees Fahrenheit. But I did go 3 hours. Oh, look how fast that went by. So now this was cured. Looks pretty on the back. It looks like a lot of the micropearl though, wondering where the colors went to. And then we demold. Oh my goodness, there's that pink. You do see some purple in there, but like I said, the pink overtook this, definitely. The edges look really cool too, though, I think. And I love the bottom. But let's move on to the next step, which is filling that border with some glitter. And I used the Glitter Guys Deadly Nightshade, and then this, they call it Basic. It's pink. I was going to use the Deadly Nightshade, but it was a little too much the same color as that pink I put down. So I put in the paler pink to lighten it up, but I didn't want all pale pink. And I just cut off the end of a, whatever those things are called, I can't think of right now, a pipette. When I'm doing this at 4 o'clock in the morning, I tend to forget words. But I'm using the pipette just to fill the edges. And you want to get enough in there, but not overflow. I think I did gush it a little bit and get some resin on the top, so I had to clean it up, but I edited that out because I edit my videos, so you don't have to see me wiping up the mess. And of course, this is speed ramped up about 300% because I didn't want you to sit here watching me drop resin in the edges. And then I'm going to put this under, actually I think I use a toothpick here in a second just to make sure that all the resin is in all the little nooks and crannies. There I am. Just going around the edges. And then I'm just going to use the machine, the G3 curing machine, for about an hour because there's not a lot of resin there. And it does tend to make resin get soft if it's already cured. So this just needed a very short time. And I think I might have taken the temperature down to maybe 120 degrees Fahrenheit. And there's the finished piece. Those border edges really make the piece stand out where you just don't have the one color resin that showed up. The glitter gives it a little bit of sparkling relief. Be sure to check out the description below for a discount on the Resiners G3 curing machine.